Ant-Man and the Wasp is a 2018 American superhero film based on Marvel Comics featuring the characters Scott Lang/Ant-Man and Hope Pym/Wasp. Produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, it is the sequel to Ant-Man, 2015, and the 20th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film was directed by Peyton Reed and written by the writing teams of Chris McKenna and Eric Summers, and Paul Rudd, Andrew Barrer, and Gabriel Ferrari. It stars Rudd as Lang and Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne, alongside Michael Pena, Walton Goggins, Hannah John Kamen, David Dastmalchian, Tip T.I. Harris, Judy Greer, Bobby Cannavale, Randall Park, Abby Ryder Fortson, Michelle Pfeiffer, Lawrence Fishburne, and Michael Douglas. In the film, the titular pair work with Hank Pym, Douglas, to retrieve Janet van Dyne, Pfeiffer, from the quantum realm. Talks for a sequel to Ant-Man began shortly after that film was released. Ant-Man and the Wasp was officially announced in October 2015, with Rudd and Lilly returning to reprise their roles. A month later, Ant-Man director Reed was officially set to return. He had joined the first film later in its production and was excited to develop this one from the beginning. He also looked forward to introducing Hope Van Dyne as the Wasp in this film, and insisted on treating Lang and her as equals. Filming took place from August to November 2017, at Pinewood Atlanta Studios in Fayette County, Georgia, as well as Metro Atlanta, San Francisco, Savannah, Georgia, and Hawaii. Ant-Man and the Wasp had its world premiere in Hollywood, Los Angeles, on June 25, 2018, and was released in the United States on July 6, 2018, as part of Phase 3 of the MCU. The film was a critical and commercial success, receiving praise for its performances, particularly those of Rudd and Lilly, humor and levity, and grossing over $622 million worldwide. A sequel, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, was released in February 2023. Plot: 2 years after Scott Lang was placed under house arrest due to his involvement with the Avengers, in violation of the Sokovia Accords, Hank Pym and his daughter Hope Van Dyne briefly managed to open a tunnel to the quantum realm. They believe Pym's wife Janet van Dyne might be trapped there after shrinking to subatomic levels in 1987. When he had previously visited the quantum realm, Lang had unknowingly become quantumly entangled with Janet, and now he receives an apparent message from her. With only days left of house arrest, Lang contacts Pym about Janet, despite the strained relationship they have because of Lang's actions with the Avengers. Hope and Pym kidnap Lang, leaving a large ant with Lang's ankle monitor on as a decoy so as not to arouse the suspicions of FBI agent Jimmy Woo. Believing the message from Janet is confirmation that she is alive, the trio work to build a stable quantum tunnel so they can take a vehicle to the quantum realm and retrieve her. They arrange to buy a part needed for the tunnel from black market dealer Sonny Burch, but Burch realizes the potential profit to be made from Pym's research and double-crosses them. Donning the Wasp outfit, Hope fights off Burch and his men until she is attacked by a quantumly unstable masked woman. Lang tries to help fight off the ghost, but the woman escapes with Pym's lab, which has been shrunk down to the size of a suitcase. Pym reluctantly takes Hope and Lang to visit his estranged former partner Bill Foster, who gives them a way to locate the lab. After they find it, the ghost captures the trio and reveals herself to be Ava Starr. Her father, Ilahaz, was another of Pym's former partners. Ilahaz and his wife died during an experiment that caused Ava's unstable state. Foster enters and reveals that Ava is dying and in constant pain as a result of her condition. They plan to cure her using Janet's quantum energy. Believing that this will kill Janet, Pym refuses to help them and escapes with Hope, Lang, and the lab. Opening a stable version of the tunnel, Pym, Hope, and Lang are able to contact Janet, who gives them a precise location to find her but warns that they only have 2 hours before the unstable nature of the quantum realm separates them for a century. Using a truth serum, Burch learns the trio's location from Lang's business partners Luis, Dave, and Kurt, and informs a contact at the FBI. Luis warns Lang, who rushes home before Wu can see that he is violating his house arrest. Pim and Hope are arrested by the FBI, allowing Ava to take the lab. Lang is soon able to help Pim and Hope escape custody, and they find the lab. Lang and Hope distract Ava while Pim enters the quantum realm to retrieve Janet, who he finds alive. Meanwhile, Lang and Hope are confronted by Burch and his men, and following a lengthy chase across San Francisco, Ava regains control of the lab, allowing her to begin taking Janet's energy by force. Luis, Dave, and Kurt incapacitate Burch and his men so that Lang and Hope can stop Ava. Pim and Janet return safely from the quantum realm, and Janet voluntarily gives some of her energy to Ava to temporarily stabilize her. Lang returns home once again, in time for a now suspicious Wu to release him at the end of his house arrest. Ava and Foster go into hiding while Burch and his men are arrested and confess due to being injected with Burch's truth serum. In a mid-credits scene, Pim, Hope, and Janet send Lang into the quantum realm to harvest quantum energy in a plan to help Ava remain stable. Before they can retrieve Lang, the other three turn to dust. B. Cast: Paul Rudd as Scott Lang / Ant-Man. A former petty criminal who acquired a suit that allows him to shrink or grow in scale while also increasing in strength. 8. Following the events of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, film Captain America: Civil War, 2016, in which Lang escapes from the Raft prison, director Peyton Reed said that he's a fugitive in most of the first Ant-Man, 2015, movie. He's just a bigger fugitive now. 9. Rudd was interested in Lang being a regular person rather than innately heroic or super, and to be driven by his desire to be a responsible parent. 10. Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne / Wasp. The daughter of Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, who is handed down a similar suit and the Wasp mantle from her mother. 8. The writers were excited to be able to give the character a proper introduction as the Wasp, showing her power set, how she fights, and what are the injustices that matter to her. 11. Lily felt the character receives incredible satisfaction from becoming the Wasp, something that she has been waiting for her whole life, which is essentially an affirmation from her father. 12. Her relationship with Lang is more complicated than in the first film, and includes anger towards his actions during Captain America: Civil War. 13. Lily felt it was important that Hope be an extremely empathetic and compassionate person, and that she should always push for feminine qualities to be apparent when she is dealing with situations. In her fight sequences, Lily wanted to move away from the more masculine Muay Thai and MMA style of fighting that she had learned for the first film, noting that Hope moves differently from a man, so her fights should have elegance, grace, and femininity with a signature style young girls could enjoy and emulate. Lily worked with the writers to help ensure that Hope was able to represent a modern woman without becoming the stereotype of a motherly figure. 14. Madeline McGraw portrays a young Hope Van Dyne. 15. Michael Pena as Louise, Lang's former cellmate and a member of his ex-con security crew. 16. 13. There was less opportunity for Pena to improvise compared to the first film, where he and Rudd were still developing the character during filming. 17. The creative team wanted to feature another scene of Luis ripping a long story as he did in the first film, but did not want to repeat themselves. They were able to take a different approach by giving the character truth serum in a scene for this film. 18. Walton Goggins as Sonny Burch, a low-level criminal type who wants Pym's technology to sell on the black market. 19. Hannah John Kamen as Ava Star/Ghost, a woman with molecular instability, who can phase through objects. 1920. She is only considered a villain because her attempts at survival clash with the hero's goals. 13. The character is traditionally portrayed as male in the comics, but the creative team believed that the character's gender was irrelevant, and felt that casting a woman would be more interesting. 19. It also allowed them to continue the fathers and daughters theme that embraced other characters in the film. 18. Selected by Reed for the role after receiving an endorsement letter from Steven Spielberg, who praised her work with him in Ready Player One, 2018, 21 John Kamen enjoyed the blank slate situation, which allowed her to make the character her own. 22 Producer Stephen Broussard said that they wanted to cast a lesser-known actress to help maintain the mystery of the character, and John Kamen blew us away. 13 Raylan Bratton portrays a young Ava star. 15. David Dastmalchian as Kurt, a member of Lang's ex-con security crew. 2313 Dastmalchian stated that the character's last name is Gorister. 24. Tip T.I. Harris as Dave, a member of Lang's ex-con security crew. 2513. Judy Greer as Maggie, Lang's former wife. 26. Bobby Cannavale as Jim Paxton, a police officer, who is now Maggie's second husband and Cassie's stepfather. 2713. Randall Park as Jimmy Woo, an FBI agent and Lang's parole officer. 282913. Abby Ryder Fortson as Cassie, the daughter of Lang and Maggie. 27. Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet Van Dyne, Pym's wife, Hope's mother, and the original Wasp, who is lost in the quantum realm. 28 Pfeiffer was Reed's dream casting for the role when he was working on the first film, and he ensured that he received her input on the character. He noted that the character has spent 30 years in the quantum realm, so there is a question regarding how that has affected her. 30 Producer Kevin Feige explained that the character ages over those 30 years, even though time works differently in the quantum realm, to avoid any sci-fi weirdness that could take away from the emotional reunions with Pym and Hope in the film. 31 Michelle Pfeiffer was de-aged to portray young Janet Van Dyne, with Haley Lovett acting as a reference double. 32 Lovett portrayed Janet in the first film, before Pfeiffer became involved with the franchise. Reed explained that Lovett had been cast for the first film because of her saucer-like, Michelle Pfeiffer eyes. 30. Lawrence Fishburne as Bill Foster, an old friend of Pym, who was once his assistant on Project Goliath. 20 Fishburne approached Marvel about joining the MCU, pitching them a few ideas about whom he could portray, before Marvel offered him the role of Foster in this film. 33 Fishburne had already played Perry White for the DC Extended Universe, DCEU, but he said that he had always fantasized about being in an MCU film, admitting that he considers himself a Marvel Comics guy. 34 Reed likened the rivalry between Foster and Pym to that of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. 35 and wanted an actor who could go toe-to-toe with Michael Douglas. 30 Lawrence Fishburne was de-aged to portray young Bill Foster, with Langston Fishburne, Lawrence's son, acting as a reference double. 32. Michael Douglas as Hank Pym, an entomologist, physicist, and former SHIELD agent, who became the original Ant-Man after discovering the subatomic particles that make the transformation possible. 36 Pym has grown a lot closer to his daughter Hope since the first film, and according to Feige, he has that joy of fatherhood in watching her become a superhero in her own right. Reed was attracted to the morally dubious decisions Pym sometimes makes. 13 Douglas was de-aged to portray young Hank Pym, with Dax Griffin acting as a reference double, having done so for the first film as well. 32. Additionally, Stan Lee, co-creator of the titular Heroes, has a cameo in the film as a man whose car is shrunk by accident. 37 Michael Cerveris appears as Ava's father Ilaha Star, while Ryan Steele plays his wife and Ava's mother Catherine. 13 Tim Heidecker and Brian Husky appear in cameos as a whaleboat captain named Daniel Guibler and a teacher at Cassie's school, respectively. 15-13 Sonny Burch's team of men includes Divian Latva as Uzman, Goran Kostic as Anatolov, and Rob Archer as Knox, while Sean Clare portrays Stoltz, Burch's FBI inside man and Jimmy Woo's subordinate. 13 Tom Sharpling and John Worster of The Best Show were planned to make brief appearances as Burch's SUV drivers, but their scene was ultimately cut. 38. Production. Development. It's such a no-brainer that there needs to be female heroes. In the 60s comics, the Janet Van Dyne Wasp was clearly written by all men and was pretty one-dimensional. She's gotten much more dimensionalized since then. That's one of those things that I think is going to be really exciting in this film. Director Peyton Reed on the Wasp's inclusion in the film 39. In June 2015, Ant-Man director Peyton Reed expressed interest in returning for a sequel or prequel to that film, saying that he had really fallen in love with these characters and felt there's a lot of story to tell with Hank Pym. 40 a month later, Pym actor Michael Douglas said he was not signed for any additional films, but would look forward to more if it comes my way, 41, and expressed the desire to have his wife Catherine Zeta-Jones cast as Janet Van Dyne for a potential follow-up. 42 Evangeline Lilly, who played the daughter of Pym and Van Dyne, Hope Van Dyne wanted to see Michelle Pfeiffer in the role. 43 Producer Kevin Feige revealed that the studio had a super cool idea for the next Ant-Man film, and if audiences want it, we'll find a place to do it. 44. Reed also mentioned that there had been talks of making a standalone adventure with Hank Pym as Ant-Man, possibly including the original opening to Ant-Man featuring Jordi Mola, which was cut from the final film. Eric Eisenberg of Cinema Blend opined that a standalone adventure with Pym and the cut sequence would be a good candidate to revive the Marvel one-shots short film series. 45 By the end of July, David Dastmalchian expressed interest in returning for a sequel as Kurt. 46. In October 2015, Marvel Studios confirmed the sequel, titled Ant-Man and the Wasp, with a scheduled release date of July 6, 2018. 47 Reed was in negotiations to direct the sequel by the end of the month. 48 and announced his return in November, along with the confirmation of Paul Rudd and Lily returning as Scott Lang / Ant-Man and Hope Van Dyne / Wasp, respectively. 8 Despite being offered the chance to direct sequels in the past, Reed had never done so out of a lack of interest, but was excited to work on Ant-Man and the Wasp because there was a lot more story to tell with these characters that I have a genuine affection and kind of protective feeling about. 49 He was also able to build the sequel from the ground up, as he joined the first film late in the process following the departure of original writer and director Edgar Wright, and wanted to explore elements that he had set up in the first film. 50 He first began work on an outline for the sequel. 51 Which he thought could be weird, unique, and different now that the character's origins had been established. 50 On being the first MCU film to have a female character in the title with the Wasp, Reed called it organic and noted the Wasp's final line in Ant-Man, "It's about damn time," as very much about her specific character and arc in that movie, but it is absolutely about a larger thing. It's about damn time. We're going to have a fully realized, very complicated hero in the next movie who happens to be a woman. 50. Reed would push to ensure the Wasp received equal publicity and merchandise for the film, and wanted to explore the backstory of Janet Van Dyne as well. He had definite ideas of who should portray that character. 39 Reed said the alternate title Wasp and the Ant-Man was briefly considered, but was not chosen due to fan expectation given the comics history of the phrase Ant-Man and the Wasp. 52 That month, Adam McKay, one of the writers of Ant-Man, expressed interest in returning to write the film. 53 And Douglas confirmed that he was in talks to return as well. 8. Director Peyton Reed was excited to develop the sequel from the ground up after joining the first Ant-Man late in the process. Reed stated in early December that the film may call back to the heist film genre and tone of Ant-Man, but that Ant-Man and the Wasp would have an entirely different genre template. He hoped to incorporate additional flashback sequences in the film, as well as explore Pym's various identities from the comics and his psychology. Reed also said he was excited about exploring and discovering the film version of the Ant-Man and Wasp relationship that is a romantic partnership and a heroic partnership in the comics, a different dynamic than we've seen in the rest of the MCU, an actual partnership. Additionally, Reed mentioned that pre-production would probably start in October 2016, with filming scheduled for early 2017. 54 production writers for the first film, Gabriel Ferrari and Andrew Barrer, signed on to write the script along with Rudd. 55 With writing starting in earnest in January 2016. 54 The next month, McKay stated that he would be involved with the film in some capacity. 56 By April, the four writers and Reed had been holed up in a room, brainstorming the story, with Reed promising that it would have stuff in it that you've never ever seen in a movie before. 57 Feige added that they wanted to stay true to what made Ant-Man so unique and different, and teased the potential of seeing the giant man version of Lang that had been introduced in Captain America: Civil War, 2016. 58 Despite being intimately involved in the writing and the development of the script, Reed did not take or receive a writing credit on the film. 49. In June 2016, Reed said that for inspiration from the comics he had been looking at early Avengers stuff and all the way up to the Nick Spencer stuff now, and was focusing on iconic images that could be replicated in the film over story beats from the comics. He added that there was definitely a chance for Michael Pena, Tip T.I. Harris, and Dastmalchian to reprise their respective roles as Luis, Dave, and Kurt from the first film. 9 At San Diego Comic-Con 2016, Feige stated that Reed and Rudd were still working on the script 59 and that filming was now expected to begin in June 2017. 5960 Rudd elaborated that they had turned in a treatment, but it's so preliminary. We'll see. We have an idea of what it might look like, but it could change a lot from where we're at now. 61. The next month, Pena was confirmed to be returning as Luis 16 while filming was revealed to be taking place in Atlanta, Georgia. 62 In early October, an initial script had been completed for the film that was awaiting approval from Marvel. 63 Reed later revealed that early drafts of the script included a cameo appearance from Captain America, appearing during Luis' flashback sequences as he was recapping Lang's involvement in the airport battle in Civil War. However, the writers chose to remove the appearance in the final script since the events of Civil War were already referenced frequently in the film, and this instance didn't feel organic to the story. 64. Pre-production. At the start of November 2016, Reed said that the film's production would transition from the writing phase to official prep that month, beginning with visual development. Reed reiterated his excitement for introducing the Wasp and really designing her look, the way she moves, the power set, and figuring out, sort of, who Hope Van Dyne is as a hero. 65 Reed was inspired by the films After Hours, 1985, Midnight Run, 1988, and What's Up, Doc? 1972, for the look and feel of Ant-Man and the Wasp. 66 While the first film was more of a heist film, Reed described this as part action film, part romantic comedy, and was inspired by the works of Elmore Leonard where there are villains, but we also have antagonists, and we have these roadblocks to our heroes getting to where they need to be. 35 He also stated his disappointment in the giant man introduction happening in Civil War, rather than an Ant-Man film. 65 But noted that the appearance provided character development opportunities between Lang, Pym, and Van Dyne since Pym is very clear in the first movie about how he feels about Stark and how he feels about the Avengers and being very protective of this technology that he has. 35 And so Reed thought Pym would be pissed and Van Dyne would feel betrayed, which was Reed's in for those characters' starting dynamics. 18 Reed added that he spends a lot of time talking with the other writers and directors of MCU films, and that he and the writers on this film wish to maintain our little Ant-Man corner of the universe, because it's a whole different vibe tonally. 65 Quantum physicist Spiridon Michalakis from the Institute for Quantum Information and Matter at the California Institute of Technology returned to consult on the film, after doing the same on Ant-Man, and explained the science behind getting extremely small to the filmmakers. Michalakis described the subatomic realm as a place of infinite possibility, an alternative universe where the laws of physics and forces of nature as we know them haven't crystallized, and suggested it should be represented in the film by beautiful colors changing constantly to reflect transience. 67. In February 2017, Douglas confirmed that he would reprise his role as Hank Pym in the film. 36 During the Hollywood premiere of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 in April, Dastmalchian confirmed his return as Kurt 23, and a month later, Harris confirmed his return as Dave as well. 25 Through that May, Marvel was meeting with several actresses for a key role in the sequel, with Hannah John Kamen cast in the part at the beginning of June. 68 The following month, Randall Park joined the cast as Jimmy Woo 29, and Walton Goggins was cast in an undisclosed role. 69 At San Diego Comic-Con 2017, Park's casting was confirmed. John Kamen and Goggins' roles were revealed to be Ghost and Sonny Burch, respectively, and the casting of Pfeiffer as Janet Van Dyne and Lawrence Fishburne as Bill Foster was announced. 28 Judy Greer was confirmed to be reprising her role as Maggie from the previous film the following week. 26 Louise Frogley served as costume designer on the film after doing so for Marvel's Spider-Man: Homecoming, 2017, and worked with Ivo Cavanni to create the superhero suits for the film. Based on designs by Andy Park, the suits are updated for the film from the 1960s inspired designs used in the first Ant-Man to more modern designs. The Wasp suit included practical wings which were replaced with digital wings for when they are expanded and ready for flight. 13. The Russo brothers, directors of Avengers: Infinity War, 2018, and Avengers: Endgame, 2019, which were filming while Ant-Man and the Wasp was preparing to film, were in constant discussion with Reed in order to ensure story elements would line up between the films. Joe Russo added that Ant-Man and the Wasp would have some plot elements that stitch in closely with Avengers: Infinity War, more so than some of the other films leading up to the Avengers films. 70 Reed knew Ant-Man and the Wasp would be a fairly standalone movie but could not ignore the events of Infinity War, with the biggest connection occurring in the film's mid-credit scene. Since the events of Ant-Man and the Wasp occur over 48 hours, the timeline in relation to Infinity War was left purposefully ambiguous, with Reed noting there had been discussions of placing little Easter eggs along the way, to start to reveal to the audience where the movie takes place in the timeline, but had felt not very fun to us and kind of obvious. Reed also liked how the film ends with closure and on a positive note, and then to bang give the audience a gut punch right after the main credits. 71 With the sequence showing Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne, and Hope Van Dyne disintegrating due to the blip featured at the end of Avengers: Infinity War. The film also has a post-credit scene that shows the Ant who doubled for Lang while under house arrest performing a drum solo. 6. Filming. Additional filming took place in San Francisco, the setting of the film, including for an action sequence on Lombard Street, pictured. Principal photography began on August 1, 2017-27 at Pinewood Atlanta Studios in Fayette County, Georgia. 6272 under the working title Cherry Blue. 73 Dante Spinotti served as director of photography. 27 Shooting on Arri Alexa 65 cameras, with some sequences being shot with a Fraser lens. 32 At the start of filming, Marvel revealed that Bobby Cannavale and Abby Ryder Fortson would also reprise their roles from the first film, respectively as Paxton and Cassie, and that Chris McKenna and Eric Summers had contributed to the screenplay. 27. The film's lab and quantum tunnel set was inspired by the Time Tunnel, 1966 to 1967, and was the largest physical set built for an MCU film, which Reed jokingly said was a little counterintuitive. 18 For the sequence where Janet Van Dyne communicates through Lang, inspiration was taken from All of Me, 1984, in which Lily Tomlin's character is trapped in the body of Steve Martin's character. There were discussions about having Pfeiffer perform the scene first to give Rudd an idea of how she would act, but the group ultimately decided to let Rudd invent the scene completely himself. 1849 For the chamber in Ghost's Lair, the production team under production designer Shepard Frankel wanted to create an environment that was unique to the MCU, and designed the chamber with Fresnel lenses to give it concentric circle patterns that served a practical purpose for the film's story, as well as differentiating the aesthetics of it from other sets and creating mystery about the character. The chamber is surrounded by support shapes to create this feeling of desperation and yearning for family and stability. 13 Douglas and Pfeiffer filmed flashback scenes of Pym and Van Dyne set in the 1980s for Ant-Man and the Wasp, but Reed decided to cut them because he felt it was unnecessary to include them in the final film, believing the plot should focus on the present rather than the past. 74. Filming also took place in Metro Atlanta, with filming locations including the Atlanta International School, the Midtown and Buckhead districts of Atlanta, and the Samuel M. Inman Middle School in the city's Virginia Highland neighborhood, as well as Emory University and the Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. 75 additional filming took place in San Francisco in September 2017, 76 in Savannah, Georgia in late October 77, and in Hawaii. 78 production wrapped on November 19, 2017. 79. Post-production. In late November, Lilly said that the characters would try to enter the quantum realm in the film, and their potential success would open a whole entire new multiverse to enter into and play around in for the MCU. 80 Patrick Burley and Eric Pearson, both members of Marvel's Writers Program, did uncredited work on the script ahead of the film's reshoots. 81-82 The film includes a clip from Animal House, 1978, which Reed was reminded of while discussing the quantum realm science for the film. Reed insisted that the film be shorter than 2 hours since it would be following the massive epic Infinity War and because it is an action/comedy, and it didn't want to overstay its welcome. 18 Dan Leventhal and Craig Wood edited the film. 13 The film's main credits sequence is a tabletop version of its action sequences 18 and was created by Elastic. 83 An alternative idea that had been considered was to create a fake behind-the-scenes documentary that would have made the film look like it was a 1950s-era Godzilla movie with people in suits stomping on model cityscapes. 18. Visual effects. Michelle Pfeiffer was digitally de-aged in Ant-Man and the Wasp, top, to appear as she did circa 1985, bottom. 32. Visual effects for the film were created by DNEG, Scanline VFX, Method Studios, Luma Pictures, Lola VFX, Industrial Light and Magic 32 Cinesight, Rise FX, Rodeo FX, Crafty Apes, Perception NYC, Digital Domain, and The Third Floor. 84 DNEG worked on over 500 shots, including the effects for Ghost which were shared with the other vendors, the third act chase sequence, and the final Ghost fight as Hank and Janet are returning from the quantum realm. For the macro photography sequences in the film, DNEG took a different approach from their work in Ant-Man due to issues including trying to get a camera to seem small enough to capture the small actions. Though some of the film was shot with a Fraser lens that provides extra depth of field, DNEG would still need to reproject the road higher and raise the floor level to simulate a tiny-sized camera. As the third act chase sequence was mainly shot in Atlanta, while being set in San Francisco, DNEG VFX supervisor Alessandro Ongaro noted it required extensive environment work with background elements in some shots not being salvageable at all. 32 DNEG ultimately created 130 unique environments for the chase. Clear angulated DNEG with the LiDAR surveying and photography of San Francisco, and were able to get their information for Lombard Street down to the millimeter resolution. 85 DNEG also handled the stereo conversion on the film to release it in both 2.39:1 and 1.90:1, for IMAX, aspect ratios. The square frame of the IMAX ratio was used as the basis for the visual effects, with the 2.39:1 version then being letterboxed from the finished IMAX version. 32. Lola once again worked on the de-aging sequences with Douglas, Pfeiffer, and Fishburne. The flashback sequences featuring a younger Hank Pym were set around the same time as the flashback sequences of Ant-Man, so Lola were able to use a similar process, referencing Douglas' appearance in Wall Street, 1987, and having the actor on set in a different wardrobe and wig. Lola VFX supervisor Trent Claus felt Pfeiffer's was less complicated, since she has aged incredibly well and still has big hair and a big smile. Pfeiffer's work from Ladyhawke, 1985, and other films around that time was referenced. For Fishburne, his son served as his younger double, and helped inform Lola how the older Fishburne's skin would have looked in certain lighting situations. The films Lola looked to for Fishburne's younger self included Boys in the Hood, 1991, and Deep Cover, 1992. Lola also made Fishburne thinner, and all actors had their posture adjusted. 32. Luma worked on the scenes where Ant-Man and the Wasp infiltrate Ghost's hideout, where they had to recreate the entire environment with CGI. They also created the first quantum tunnel sequence where Ghost receives her powers, and the flashback missile launch, which had to be replicated exactly from how it appeared in Ant-Man. The new version of the Quantum Realm, designed by Reed and production VFX supervisor Stephen Cioretti, was created by Method. Method Studios VFX supervisor Andrew Helen explained, "We did a lot of research into macro and cellular level photography, and played with different ways to visualize quantum mechanics. It has a very magical quality, with a scientific edge. We also used glitching effects and macro lensing to ground the footage, and keep it from feeling too terrestrial." Method also worked on the sequence when Lang is the size of a preschooler, and created the digital doubles for Ant-Man and Wasp. Method used the same level of detail on the digital double suits regardless of what scale they were. 32. Music. Main article, Ant-Man and the Wasp, soundtrack. In June 2017, Reed confirmed that Christoph Beck, who composed the score for Ant-Man, would return for Ant-Man and the Wasp. 86. Beck reprised his main theme from Ant-Man, and also wrote a new one for Wasp that he wanted to be high energy and show that she is more certain of her abilities than Lang. When choosing between these themes for specific scenes throughout the film, Beck tried to choose the Wasp theme more often so there would be enough newness in the score to feel like it's going new places, and isn't just some retread. 87. Hollywood Records and Marvel Music released the soundtrack album digitally on July 6, 2018. 88. Marketing. Concept art and pre-CGI video for the film was shown at the 2017 San Diego Comic-Con. 89. In January 2018, Hyundai Motor America announced that the 2019 Hyundai Veloster would play a significant role in the film, with other Hyundai vehicles also appearing. 90. The first trailer for the film was released on January 30, 2018, on Good Morning America 91 and used the guitar riff from Adam and the Ants' Invasion. 92. David Betancourt of The Washington Post called the release, the day after the widely praised Black Panther premiere, a smart move, with Black Panther and Avengers, Infinity War also releasing in 2018, it can be easy to forget that hey, there is an Ant-Man sequel coming this year. So Marvel Studios giving us a quick reminder with this trailer release is logical. 93. Tracy Brown, writing for the Los Angeles Times, praised how the trailer prominently featured Lily's Van Dyne showing she was always meant to be a superhero. 94. A second trailer was released on May 1, 2018, following a teaser video featuring the Infinity War cast asking where were Ant-Man and the Wasp. In that film. 95. Graham McMillan of The Hollywood Reporter felt the trailer made the film feel very much like an intentional antidote for, or at least alternative to, the grimness of Infinity War's downbeat ending, calling it a smart move since it could be considered a palate cleanser and proof that Marvel has more to offer, before audiences dive back into the core narrative with next year's Captain Marvel. 95. In June 2018, Feige presented several scenes from the film at Cine Europe. 96. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Nano Battle, an attraction inspired by the film, opened at Hong Kong Disneyland on March 31, 2019. It features Rudd and Lily reprising their roles in clips that were made during the film's reshoots. 97. Promotional partners for the film included Dell, Synchrony Financial, and Sprint. Disney spent around $154 million worldwide promoting the film. 2. Release. Theatrical. Ant-Man and the Wasp had its world premiere at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood, Los Angeles, on June 25, 2018-98, and was released in the United States on July 6, 2018 47, where it opened in 4,206 theaters, of which 3,000 were in 3D, 403 were in IMAX, over 660 were in premium large format, and over 220 were in D-Box and 4DX. 2. The film is part of Phase 3 of the MCU. 99. The film was scheduled to be released in the United Kingdom on June 29, 2018, but was rescheduled in November 2017 to August 3, 2018 100 in order to avoid competition with the 2018 FIFA World Cup. Charles Gant of The Guardian and Screen International noted, "The worry for film distributors is that audiences will be caught up in the tournament. So it's easier to play safe and not date your film at this time, especially during the group stage, when all the qualifying nations are competing." Tom Butler of Yahoo! Movies UK added that, unlike the first film, which was one of the lowest grossing MCU films in the UK, anticipation levels for the film are at an all-time high following the events of Infinity War, and UK audiences will probably have found out what happens in the film well before it opens in UK cinemas, and this could have a negative impact on its box office potential. 101. Butler and Fullerton of Radio Times both opine the delay could also be in part because of Disney also delaying the United Kingdom release of Incredibles 2 to July 13, 2018, a month after its United States release, and not wanting to compete with itself with the two films. 101-102 This in turn led fans in the country to start a Change.org petition to have Disney move the release date up several weeks, similarly to how Avengers: Infinity War's United States release was moved up a week the previous May. 103. Home media. Ant-Man and the Wasp was released on digital download by Walt Disney Studios Home Entertainment on October 2, 2018, and on Ultra HD Blu-ray, and DVD on October 16. The digital and Blu-ray releases include behind-the-scenes featurettes, an introduction from Reed, deleted scenes, and gag reels. The digital release also features a look at the role concept art plays in bringing the various MCU films to life and a faux commercial for online close-up Magic University. 104 The IMAX enhanced version of the film was made available on Disney Plus beginning on November 12, 2021. 105. Reception. Box office. Ant-Man and the Wasp grossed $216.6 million in the United States and Canada, and $406 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $622.7 million. 5 Following its opening, Deadline Hollywood estimated the film would turn a net profit of around $100 million. 2 It became the 11th highest grossing film of 2018. 106. Ant-Man and the Wasp earned $33.8 million on its opening day in the United States and Canada, including $11.5 million from Thursday night previews, 2 and a total opening weekend of $75.80 million. 3 This was a 33% improvement over the first film's debut of $57.2 million. Its opening included $6 million from IMAX screens. 2 In its second weekend, the film earned $28.8 million, coming in second behind Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation, and in its third weekend grossed $16.1 million, coming in fourth. 107-108 The film placed sixth in its fourth weekend, 109 seventh in its fifth weekend, 110 and 10th in its sixth weekend. 111. Outside the United States and Canada, the film earned $85 million from 41 markets, where it opened number 1 in all except New Zealand. Its South Korea opening was $20.9 million, which included previews. The $15.5 million opening from the market without previews was the second best opening of 2018 behind Avengers: Infinity War. 112 In its second weekend, playing in 44 markets, it remained number 1 in Australia, Hong Kong, South Korea, and Singapore. 113. The film opened in France in its third weekend, earning $4.10 million 114, and opened in Germany in its fourth, where it was number 1 and earned $2.8 million, including previews. 115. The next weekend saw Ant-Man and the Wasp open at number 1, when including previews, in the United Kingdom, where it earned $6.50 million 116, and 2 weeks later, Italy opened number 1 with $2.7 million, including previews. 117. In its 8th weekend, the film's $68 million opening in China was the 4th best MCU opening in China and the 3rd highest Hollywood film opening of 2018. $7.2 million was from IMAX, which was the best August IMAX opening in China. 118. The film opened in Japan the next weekend, earning $3.7 million, which was the top Western film for the weekend. 119. As of September 9, 2018, the film's largest markets were China, $117.5 million, 120 South Korea, $42.4 million, and the United Kingdom, $21.5 million. 119. Critical response. Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly. Paul Rudd, left, and Evangeline Lilly received praise from critics for their performances and chemistry in the film. 121. The review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes reported an approval rating of 87%, with an average score of 7/10, based on 446 reviews. The website's critical consensus reads, "A lighter, brighter superhero movie powered by the effortless charisma of Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly. Ant-Man and the Wasp offers a much-needed MCU palate cleanser." 122. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 70 out of 100, based on 56 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. 123 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A on an A+ to F scale, down from the A earned by the first film. 2. Peter Travers, writing for Rolling Stone, gave the film 3 out of 4 stars and praised Rudd and Lilly, saying, "The secret of Ant-Man and the Wasp is that it works best when it doesn't try so hard, when it lets charm trump excess and proves that less can be more even in the Marvel Universe." 121. Richard Roeper of the Chicago Sun-Times praised the lightweight tone as a treat and a breath following the dramatically heavy conclusion of Avengers: Infinity War. He also praised the cast, especially Rudd and Fortson, as well as the visual effects and inventive use of shrinking and growing in the action scenes. 124. Manala Dargis at the New York Times felt the film's fast, bright and breezy tone was a vast improvement over the first film, praising Reed's direction. She also praised Rudd, felt Lilly found her groove in the film, and wrote that the supporting cast all had scene-stealing sequences. 125. Simon Abrams of RoachRevert.com said the film was good enough, a messy, but satisfying sequel that he felt managed to juggle its many subplots while giving Rudd's Lang some decent character development. 126. Variety's Owen Gleiberman called the film faster, funnier, and more cunningly confident than the original, and felt Reed was able to give the film enough personality to overcome its 2-hour runtime and effects-heavy climax. He did caution that this was not quite the same thing as Humanity, but it's enough to qualify as the miniature version. 127. At the Washington Post, Anne Hornaday called the film instantly forgettable and criticized its plot, which she felt included some filler subplots, but found the film to be no less enjoyable because of this. She particularly praised Rudd along with the action and effects. 128. Writing for the Boston Globe, Tybur called the film the perfect summer air conditioning movie, finding it fun, funny, superficial and an improvement over the first. He also wrote that the film had too many subplots and not enough of Pfeiffer, but was pleased with the lack of connection that the overall story had to the rest of the MCU, and with the focus on pop trash comedy. 129. Stephanie Zacharuk, writing for Time, said it was hard to actively dislike the film, which she thought had reasonably fun action and standout moments between Rudd and Fortson, but she was not as impressed with the larger, effects-heavy action sequences and felt the focus on Lily as a better hero than Rudd was just checking off boxes in the name of gender equality. Paul Stephen Rudd, born April 6, 1969, is an American actor. Rudd studied theater at the University of Kansas and the American Academy of Dramatic Arts before making his acting debut in 1991. He was included on the Forbes Celebrity 100 list in 2019 and was named People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive in 2021. The accolades he has received include a Critics' Choice Television Award, alongside nominations for a Golden Globe Award, 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, and 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards. Born to British parents in New Jersey, Rudd appeared in the films Clueless, 1995, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, 1995, Romeo plus Juliet, 1996, Wet Hot American Summer, 2001, Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, 2004, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, 2005, Knocked Up, 2007, I Love You, Man, 2009, and This Is 40, 2012. He has played the superhero Scott Lang / Ant-Man in 5 Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, films, from Ant-Man, 2015, to Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, 2023. He played Gary Gruberson in the Ghostbusters films Afterlife, 2021, and Frozen Empire, 2024. Rudd has also appeared in numerous television shows, including the sitcom Friends, 2002 to 2004, as Mike Hannigan, and has featured as a guest host of Saturday Night Live multiple times. He had a dual role in the comedy series Living with Yourself, 2019, which earned him a nomination for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor, Television Series Musical or Comedy. He starred in the miniseries The Shrink Next Door, 2021, and featured in the Hulu comedy series Only Murders in the Building, 2023 to 2025, which earned him a nomination for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. Early life and education. Paul Stephen Rudd was born on April 6, 1969, in Passaic, New Jersey, to English Jewish parents. 2-3 His father, Michael Rudd, 1943 to 2008, was a historical tour guide and worked for Trans World Airlines, TWA. 4-5-6 His mother, Gloria Irene Granville, was a sales manager at the television station KSMO-TV in Kansas City, Missouri. 7-8 His father was from Edgewater and his mother from Surbiton, both in London. 9-10 Both were descended from Ashkenazi Jewish immigrants who moved to England from Belarus, Poland, and Russia. 7-11 12-2 13-14 15 His parents were second cousins. 15-16 Rudd had a bar mitzvah service. 7-17 in Ontario, Canada. 18 Growing up, he loved reading the British comics The Beano and the Dandy, which his uncle sent him from the United Kingdom. 19. When Rudd was 10 years old, his family moved to Lenexa in Johnson County, Kansas. Because of his father's occupation, they also spent 3 years in Anaheim, California. 2021-22 In Kansas, Rudd attended Broadmoor Junior High and graduated from Shawnee Mission West High School in 1987. He placed 5th in humorous interpretation at the 1987 National Forensics League National Tournament. 23 He attended the University of Kansas, where he majored in theater. 24 And belonged to the Sigma Nu fraternity's Nu chapter. 25 He studied at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. 26 With fellow actor Matthew Lillard. 24 He also spent 3 months studying Jacobean drama at the British American Drama Academy in Oxford. 27-28 While at acting school, he worked as a disc jockey, DJ, at bar mitzvahs. 29 After graduation, he had a variety of odd jobs, including glazing hams at the Holiday Ham Company in Overland Park, Kansas. 30. Career. Film and television. Headshot of Paul Rudd not smiling. Rudd in December 2007. Rudd made his acting debut in 1991 when he starred in a commercial promoting the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, which he later referenced in a 2025 commercial for the Nintendo Switch 2. 31-32 starting in 1992, he had a recurring role on the television drama Sisters as Kirby Quimby Philby. 33 in 1994, he appeared in Wild Oats for 6 episodes. In 1995, he left Sisters for 1 season to appear in the comedy film Clueless. 34 Rudd followed Clueless with supporting roles in films such as Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers as Tommy Doyle, William Shakespeare's Romeo plus Juliet, The Locusts, Overnight Delivery, The Object of My Affection, and 200 Cigarettes. 34 He was in the cast of the 1999 film The Cider House Rules that received a Screen Actors Guild nomination for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture. He played FBI agent Ian Curtis in the 2000 Hong Kong action film Gen Y Cops. In 2002, he was cast on the sitcom Friends as Mike Hannigan, who dates and marries Phoebe Buffay. In 2006, he appeared in several episodes of Reno 911. As Guy Garicault, pronounced Jericho, the coach of a Lamaze class, then portrayed a drug lord in the film Reno 911, Miami. He guest starred as a has-been 1990s rock star, Desmond Fellows, on the television series Veronica Mars, in the 2007 episode Debasement Tapes. The year 2004 marked the start of Rudd's work with director/producer Judd Apatow, first on the film Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy with Steve Carell, produced by Apatow, and again in 2005 in The 40-Year-Old Virgin with Carell, directed by Apatow. He subsequently appeared in 2007's Knocked Up, which was written, produced, and directed by Apatow. 35 He narrated the 2007 edition of the long-running sports documentary series Hard Knocks, which featured the Kansas City Chiefs, whom he continues to support. It was the only season not to feature the series' regular narrator, Liev Schreiber. Rudd appeared as John Lennon in the comedy film Walk Hard, The Dewey Cox Story in 2007. 34 and as a drug-addled surf instructor in Forgetting Sarah Marshall in 2008, both of which Apatow produced. 36 Rudd had uncredited cameos in Year One, 2009, and Bridesmaids, 2011. In 2012, he starred in and co-produced with Apatow Wanderlust. 34 He starred in the Knocked Up spin-off This Is 40. 35 Directed and produced by Apatow, and reprised his role of Brian Fantana in Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues, 2013. Rudd, 2013. In 2007, he starred in The O in Ohio and The 10, which reunited him with David Wayne and Michael Showalter. 37 and then in Over Her Dead Body the next year. In his next comedy, which he also wrote, Role Models, he and co-star Sean William Scott portray energy drink salesmen forced to perform community service in a child mentoring program. 38. In 2009, Rudd again appeared with Jason Segel in I Love You, Man, where he and Segel play buddies who bond over their shared love for the rock band Rush. Both Rudd and Segel are themselves fans of the band. 39-40 Also in 2009, Rudd co-created the TV series Party Down with John Imbaum, Rob Thomas, and Dan Etheridge. 34 He lent his voice to the DreamWorks animated movie Monsters vs. Aliens. In 2010, Rudd reunited with Carell for the comedy Dinner for Schmucks. In 2012, he had a supporting role in the drama The Perks of Being a Wallflower. He starred in the 2011 comedy drama film Our Idiot Brother. 41 It was the fifth film that Rudd starred in with Elizabeth Banks. He had previously appeared with her in Wet Hot American Summer, 2001, The Baxter, 2005, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, 2005, and Role Models, 2008. 42. In 2012 and 2015, Rudd appeared in 4 episodes of NBC's Parks and Recreation as a rival of Amy Poehler's character Leslie Knope, a role for which he won the Critics' Choice Television Award for Best Guest Performer in a Comedy Series. 43 In 2014, he began providing voiceovers for Hyundai television commercials. He also contributed narration to the audiobook recordings of John Hodgman's books The Areas of My Expertise, 2005, and More Information Than You Require, 2008. 44 45 46. On December 19, 2013, Rudd was officially confirmed as cast in the 2015 Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, film Ant-Man. He played lead character Scott Lang / Ant-Man. 47 48 49 50 51 Rudd reprised his role in Captain America, Civil War, 2016, 52 as well as Ant-Man's 2018 sequel, Ant-Man and the Wasp. He also co-wrote the latter. 53 54 Rudd returned alongside Evangeline Lilly in Avengers: Endgame, 2019, which received critical acclaim and went on to become the highest-grossing film of all time. He reprised his role in 2023 with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and is set to appear in Avengers: Doomsday, 2026. Rudd, 2015. In 2015, Rudd reprised his role as Andy from Wet Hot American Summer in the Netflix prequel Wet Hot American Summer: First Day of Camp, alongside an ensemble cast including Bradley Cooper, Amy Poehler, and Elizabeth Banks, all reprising their roles from the 2001 film. In 2016, he appeared in the comedy drama film The Fundamentals of Caring, and lent his voice to the animated films The Little Prince and Sausage Party. He also lent his voice to a struggling actor named John in the animated comedy film Nerdland, 2016. 55 56 Rudd was also cast as the lead in The Catcher Was a Spy, 2018, playing Mo Berg, a catcher for the Boston Red Sox who joined the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, during World War II. In 2019, Rudd starred in Netflix's comedy series Living with Yourself, which he executive produced. 57 58 He also appeared in Season 3 of Hulu's comedy mystery series Only Murders in the Building. 59. Rudd, 2016. From 2004 until 2021, during all appearances on the late-night comedy shows hosted by comedian Conan O'Brien, when promoting his projects Rudd would explain the clip that is about to be shown, but would instead show a clip from the 1988 movie Mac and Me. Rudd admitted that he never imagined that the running gag would last so long. There's something so tricky about it. 'Cause here I am. I'm gonna sell my wares on TV. Like, here's something from what I just filmed. It just seemed and still does to a large extent kind of insincere. 60. Rudd continued the tradition with an audio version of the prank in a 2022 episode Paul Rudd Returns on the podcast Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. 61. In 2024, Rudd received 2 nominations at the 76th Primetime Emmy Awards, for his role as a murder victim in the mystery series Only Murders in the Building. He was one of the nominees for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, while his narration in the National Geographic documentary series Secrets of the Octopus earned him a nomination for Outstanding Narrator. 62. Theater. In 1997, Rudd performed in the Broadway play The Last Night of Ballyhoo. 63. The next year he appeared in Twelfth Night at the Lincoln Center Theater. 64. In 2006, he appeared in the Broadway production of 3 Days of Rain at the Bernard Jacobs Theater. 65. In 2012, Rudd appeared in the Broadway production of Craig Wright's Grace at the Court Theater, with Academy Award nominee Michael Shannon and 7-time Emmy Award winner Ed Asner. In 2000 to 2001, Rudd was in a production of Long Day's Journey into Night at the Lyric Theatre, London. In 2001, he starred as Adam in the original London production of The Shape of Things, and again off-Broadway for 3 months starting in October 2001. 2 years later, a film version was made with the same cast. Personal life. In 2003, Rudd married Julie Yeager 66, whom he met in his publicist's office, where she worked. 67, she has since become a screenwriter and producer. 68, they live in Rhinebeck, New York, with their 2 children, a son born in 2006 and a daughter born in 2010. 69. Rudd is a fan of Major League Baseball's Kansas City Royals. 70, the National Football League's Kansas City Chiefs, for whom he narrated the 2007 season of HBO's Hard Knocks. 71-72, and the University of Kansas sports teams, the Jayhawks. Rudd has also narrated the Chiefs' annual Super Bowl recap episodes of America's Game, the Super Bowl champions in 2020, 2023, and 2024. 73. Rudd received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on July 1, 2015, unveiling the 2,554th star on Hollywood Boulevard. He said, "I remember being a kid and walking this boulevard and reading the names and thinking about what so many other millions of people thought about, which is, you know, who's that?" 74. Since 2014, Rudd and fellow actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan have been co-owners of Samuel's Sweet Shop, a candy store in Rhinebeck, New York, that they saved from closing when the previous owner, a friend of theirs, died unexpectedly. 75. Rudd's seemingly ageless appearance has been subject to numerous jokes and memes. It was referenced in Deadpool and Wolverine, 2024, where Deadpool and Wolverine stumble upon Giant Man's corpse, prompting the former to say Paul Rudd finally aged. 76. Responding to the jokes, Rudd has explained that 8 hours of sleep, along with cardio, exercise with weights, and healthy meals, make it possible for him to age well. 77. Rudd is Jewish, although he has added that he is not particularly religious. While promoting the film Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, the actor said that if he could talk with anyone throughout history, he would want to speak with Jesus. 78. Philanthropy and advocacy. Rudd is a supporter of the Stuttering Association for the Young, SAY, a non-profit organization dedicated to helping young people who stutter. He hosted its 6th annual All-Star Bowling benefit in January 2018. 79. He told Vanity Fair that he became an advocate for stuttering awareness after portraying a character who stuttered in a play. 80. Also, he is a founder of the Big Slick, a celebrity charity sports event held in Kansas City each June that supports Kansas City's Children's Mercy Hospital. Rudd was part of Seth Rogen's Hilarity for Charity, to increase awareness and investment in Alzheimer's research. Nicole Evangeline Lilly, born August 3, 1979, 1-2 is a Canadian actress and author. She gained popularity for her first leading role as Kate Austen in the ABC drama series Lost, 2004 to 2010, which garnered her 6 nominations for the Saturn Award for Best Actress on Television and a nomination for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a Drama Series. Lilly has also appeared in the war film The Hurt Locker, 2008, and sports drama Real Steel, 2011, and starred as Toriel in Peter Jackson's The Hobbit film series, appearing in The Desolation of Smaug, 2013, and The Battle of the Five Armies, 2014. She has since portrayed Hope Van Dyne/Wasp in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Lilly is the author of a children's book series, The Squicker Wonkers. Early life. Lilly was born in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, on August 3, 1979. She was raised in British Columbia by her mother, a daycare center owner, and her father, a home economics teacher. She has an older sister and a younger sister. Lilly was raised Baptist and Mennonite. 134. Lilly graduated from W. James Watt Secondary School in Abbotsford, British Columbia, with a 4.3 GPA. She was captain of the soccer team and vice president of the student council. 5. She attended Wilfrid Laurier University for her undergrad. In university, she was a waitress, did oil changes and grease jobs on big rig trucks, and was a flight attendant for Royal Airlines to pay for her tuition. 6-7 Her interest in humanitarian causes and world development led her to major in international relations at the University of British Columbia. 8. Acting career. 2002 to 2003, early career. Lily's acting career began when she was discovered by a Ford modeling agency agent while passing the time in Kelowna, British Columbia. 9 She took the agent's business card but did not immediately pursue acting. She eventually called and the agency landed her several roles in commercials and non-speaking parts in the TV shows Smallville and Kingdom Hospital. 8 10 11 She was also on a video game news and review show on the gaming television channel G4 TV. 12. 2004 to 2007, breakthrough with Lost. Lily in 2007. In late 2003, Lily was encouraged by a friend to audition for ABC's Lost, but did not expect to be cast. 13 The secrecy campaign meant auditioning actors could not see the full script, could read only short scenes, and knew only the basic premise of people surviving a plane crash on a tropical island. 13 It reminded Lily of the Blue Lagoon, and she thought Lost would at best be a mediocre TV show. 13 Around 75 women auditioned for the part of Kate Austen. Writer and co-creator Damon Lindelof said that he and executive producer and co-creator J.J. Abrams were fast-forwarding through a tape and he saw her and said, "That's the girl." 14-15 The character almost had to be recast, as Lily had trouble acquiring a work visa to enter the United States. 16 Her application was finally accepted after nearly 20 tries. She arrived in Hawaii for filming one day late. 16. Lost ran for 6 seasons, from 2004 to 2010. 17 It was one of ABC's top primetime shows, winning 1 Golden Globe Award and 10 Primetime Emmy Awards, including Outstanding Drama Series in 2005, and was ranked the top-rated TV show of the decade by IMDb. 18 Lily was between 24 and 30 years of age during the show's run, appearing in 108 of 121 episodes, as her character, Kate Austen, was the show's female lead. In 2006 she was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress, Television Series Drama. 1920 Robert Bianco of USA Today praised Lily's performance in the episode named Ecktown, saying it was almost worthy of a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series nomination. 21 After shooting the final episode of Lost, Lily said she was considering taking a break from acting to focus on her charity and humanitarian efforts. 22 She told Vulture, "I consider acting a day job. It's not my dream, it's not my be-all, end all." 23. She says she uses her high-profile roles to further her humanitarian efforts, not to achieve stardom. 24. 2008 to 2014, established actress. Lily at the 60th Primetime Emmy Awards in 2008. In 2008, Lily appeared in the film The Hurt Locker, directed by Catherine Bigelow. 25 The film received widespread acclaim and went on to be nominated in 9 categories at the 82nd Academy Awards, winning 6 of these including Best Picture. 26 Lily and the cast won the Gotham Independent Film Award for Best Ensemble Cast and the Washington, D.C. Area Film Critics Association Award for Best Ensemble. 27-28 That same year, Lily had a leading role in the psychological thriller film Afterwards. 29-30 31-32. In May 2010, Lily announced on The View that being a mother was her top priority, but that she liked acting as a day job and would continue it when possible. 33 She took a short hiatus that year and was not in contact with Hollywood. 34. In 2011, despite turning down a number of film offers, Lily appeared as Bailey Tollett, a boxing gym owner, in Real Steel alongside Hugh Jackman. 35 She accepted the role after director Sean Levy sent her the script. 36 Levy noted that Lily was magnificent to look at and that he needed someone who you believed had grown up in a man's world, Bailey needed to have a strength and a toughness that was not at the expense of her being womanly. 37 Real Steel went on to be nominated for Best Visual Effects at the 84th Academy Awards. 38-39 During promotion for the film, Lily turned down a role in the X-Men franchise from Jackman, noting that she wasn't into superhero movies at the time. 40. In 2012, Lily was cast as the Mirkwood elf Toriel in Peter Jackson's three-part adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit. 41-42 The character, which does not appear in the original book by Tolkien, was created by Peter Jackson and Fran Walsh as the head of the Elven Guard. 43 For the role, Lily underwent training for swordplay, archery, and speaking the Elvish language. 43-44 Lily described Toriel as a nonconformist, noting that she tends to rebel against the established social order of the elves. 45 Lily appeared as the character in The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, 2013, and its sequel, The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, 2014. 46. 2015 to 2023, Ant-Man films and other work. Lily at GalaxyCon in 2023. In 2015, Lily played Hope Van Dyne, the daughter of Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, in the superhero film Ant-Man as a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. 47 Lily described her character as capable, strong, and kick-ass, but said that being raised by two superheroes resulted in Hope being a pretty screwed-up human being, and the clear message sent by my name is that I'm not a big fan of my father and so I took my mother's name. 48. Lily also signed a multi-film contract with Marvel. 49 The film received generally positive reviews. 50. In 2017, Lily starred in the Netflix horror film Little Evil alongside Adam Scott. 51 In 2018, she reprised her role as Van Dyne in Ant-Man and the Wasp, 2018, donning the superhero mantle of the Wasp which had been teased in the first film during an end credits scene. 52-53 The film received generally positive reviews with Lily's performance being praised. 54-55 The Wasp became the first superheroine to be a titular character in an MCU film. 56 Lily also reprised her role in Avengers: Endgame, 2019. 57 That same year, Lily was set to star in a film titled Happy Place alongside Ike Barinholtz. 58. In 2021, she starred with Armie Hammer and Gary Oldman in Crisis, directed by Nicholas Uretsky. 59 That same year, she also starred in South of Heaven alongside Jason Sudeikis and Mike Colter. 60-61 The latter won her Best Actress at the AFIN International Film Festival. 62 Lily also voiced an alternate version of the Wasp in the Disney Plus animated series What If? 2021. 63 She voiced Van Dyne in the episode What If? Zombies, and received positive reviews. 64. In February 2023, Lily reprised her role as Hope Van Dyne/Wasp in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, released as the first film of Phase 5 of the MCU. 65-66 That same month, it was announced that Lily would voice a character in the English version of the animated historic epic Israeli film, Legend of Destruction, which was originally released in 2021 in Hebrew. 67 Lily voiced the last Jewish queen, Berenice of Cilicia, who did her best to protect her people, even at the cost of her life, in which Lily felt was really brutal and sad. 68. 2024, present, hiatus. In June 2024, Lily announced that she was taking an indefinite hiatus from acting to focus on her family. 69-70 She noted that I might return to Hollywood one day, but for now this is where I belong. 70. That September, she made an appearance in the independent documentary film Getting Lost celebrating the 20th anniversary of Lost. 71-72. In the media. Lily at the premiere for Ant-Man and the Wasp in 2018. Public image. After gaining recognition for her role as Kate Austen in Lost, Lily began to appear in the media and was regularly included in Most Beautiful lists. 73 Entertainment Weekly voted Lily one of its breakout stars of 2004. 74 That same year, Lily was voted one of People's 50 Most Beautiful People. 75 In 2007, her portrayal of Austen was voted the #1 sexiest woman on television by TV Guide and made FHM's top sexiest. 76. Lily is noted for playing strong, tragic, and even a bit snarky characters. 77 Lily's roles in the Hobbit film series and the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Toriel and Hope Van Dyne/Wasp respectively, have received critical acclaim. 78 79 80 For her performance as Toriel, Lily was nominated for the Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress. 80 Won the Broadcast Film Critics Association Award for Best Actress in an Action Movie. 82 The Empire Award for Best Supporting Actress. 83 And a Kids' Choice Award for Favorite Female Butt Kicker. 84. Charity work. Lily has worked with various non-profit organizations such as the Go Campaign. 22 In 2009, Lily auctioned off custom lingerie in support of Task Brazil, a non-profit organization dedicated to helping the lost street children of Brazil by providing them secure housing. 85 In 2010, she auctioned off 3 lunches in Vancouver, Honolulu, and Los Angeles to help widows and orphans in Rwanda, a country she has made numerous trips to as part of her charity work. 86 In 2012, Lily auctioned off a Hawaiian hike to raise money for the Sierra Club. 87. Writing. On set of Lost in 2006, Lily noted in an interview that she wanted to be a writer. 88 On July 18, 2013, Lily debuted her book series, titled The Squickerwonkers at San Diego Comic-Con, centered around a young girl who joins a group of characters described as a family who are all strange outcasts and have very particular vices. 89-90. In 2014, Titan Books released the first title of The Squickerwonkers, titled The Squickerwonkers, the prequel, 2014, with the foreword written by Peter Jackson. 89 91 92 Three main titles were self-published by Quiet Cocoon Productions, with Rodrigo Bastos Didier taking over as illustrator. 93 94 95 The books are The Squickerwonkers, Act 1, The Demise of Selma the Spoiled, 2018. The Squickerwonkers, Act 2, The Demise of Lorna the Lazy, 2018. The Squickerwonkers, Act 3, The Demise of Andy the Arrogant, 2019. Lily has stated that her literary inspirations are Roald Dahl and Edward Gorey. 96-97. Personal life. Lily was raised Baptist and Mennonite and described herself as very devout and evangelical. She has been involved in humanitarian work for 13 years in Rwanda, where she runs an NGO. 98-99. Lily was married to hockey player Murray Hone from 2003 to 2004. 100 She was in a relationship with English actor and Lost co-star Dominic Monaghan from 2004 to 2007. 101 In 2010, Lily began a relationship with Norman Colley. She gave birth to a son, in 2011. 102 Their second son was born in October 2015. 103. On December 20, 2006, an electrical problem set fire to Lily's house in Kailua, Hawaii, destroying the house and all of her possessions while she was on the set of Lost. 104 Though she lost all of her belongings, she said that the fire was almost liberating and that she was in no hurry to clutter up her life again. 105. On March 16, 2020, Lily received mixed responses when she refused to self-quarantine during the COVID-19 pandemic, said it was business as usual on Instagram, and said that she values freedom over her life. 106 On March 26, she apologized for her comments and called them dismissive, arrogant, and cryptic. 107 On January 27, 2022, She posted a photo on Instagram showing that she had taken part in a march against COVID-19 vaccine mandates in Washington, D.C., and said that nobody should ever be forced to inject their body with anything, against their will. 108-109 On February 18, amidst the Canada convoy protest against federal COVID-19 mandates, she urged Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to meet with the protesters. 110-111 On May 30, 2025, Lily suffered facial and head injuries after passing out and falling into a boulder. 112 On January 2, 2026, Lily revealed she had brain damage caused by her traumatic brain injury from the accident and is now focused on recovery. Walton Goggins Jr. Born November 10, 1971, one is an American actor. He has starred in various television series, including The Shield, 2002 to 2008, Justified, 2010 to 2015, Vice Principals, 2016 to 2017, The Righteous Gemstones, 2019 to 2025, Invincible, 2021, Present, Fallout, 2024, Present, and The White Lotus, 2025. 2. He was nominated for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series for Justified and The White Lotus, and for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series for Fallout. Goggins starred in and co-produced the Academy Award-winning short film The Accountant, 2001. 3. He has also featured in feature films, such as Predators, 2010, Lincoln, Django Unchained, both 2012, The Hateful Eight, 2015, Maze Runner, The Death Cure, Tomb Raider, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, all 2018. Early life. Goggins was born on November 10, 1971, in Birmingham, Alabama. He is the son of Janet Long and Walton Goggins Sr. 1. He was raised in Lithia Springs, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta. 3. Goggins had his 2 front teeth knocked out twice as a child. The first time was in 1979 after he was accidentally struck in the face with a baseball. They were reinserted, but a year and a half later, he hit his face diving into the shallow end of a pool and knocked them out again. He wore a dental bridge for years after. 4. He graduated from Lithia Springs High School and attended Georgia Southern University for a year. 3. Career. Goggins moved to Los Angeles at 19, working at LA Fitness and a valet parking business while taking acting classes and auditioning. 3. After starring in a few roles in Georgia, he met Ray McKinnon while filming Murder in Mississippi. 5. Goggins played Shane Vendrell in the FX drama series The Shield. He formed the production company Ginny Mule Pictures, which produced 4 films, The Accountant, a short film which won an Academy Award for live-action short film, Crystal, Sundance Dramatic Competition, Randy and the Mob, and That Evening Sun, which won the South by Southwest Special Jury Prize. They later created the drama series Rectify. 6. Goggins was set to play the lead and AMC had bought the pilot script, written by McKinnon, a role which went to Aidan Young, when the series later went to Sundance TV. 7. Goggins had a major supporting role as a deadly death row inmate being hunted by the titular antagonists in the film Predators. He played Boyd Crowder in the pilot episode for the FX drama series Justified. Before Goggins was cast, Boyd was intended to die in the pilot episode, but Graham Yost kept the character when the character scored highly with test audiences. Goggins joined the main cast for the 2nd season in May 2010. 8. He was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series for his role on Justified. 9. In 2011, he appeared in Code of the West, a commercial for Ram Trucks Guts and Glory campaign. He appeared in Cowboys and Aliens as Hunt, a bandit formerly in the employ of the protagonist. He played a sadistic overseer and slave fighting trainer in the Western film Django Unchained. 10. Goggins in 2014. Goggins played a transgender sex worker in the FX drama series Sons of Anarchy. He previously worked with the show's creator, Kurt Sutter, when the latter was a writer and executive producer on The Shield. The name Venus Van Dam is a play on the undercover name Cletus Van Dam used by the Shield character Shane Van Rule. 11. He played Chris Mannix in The Hateful Eight and Lee Russell in the HBO dark comedy series Vice Principals. 3:12. The New York Times critic Mike Hale wrote, "Walton Goggins makes a habit of being the best thing about the television shows he's in." 13. In 2018, Goggins played Lawrence in Maze Runner, The Death Cure, Matthias Vogel in Tomb Raider, and Sonny Burch in Ant-Man and the Wasp. That same year, he made a guest appearance in the CBS sitcom The Big Bang Theory as a jealous husband. In 2019, he played the lead character in the CBS sitcom The Unicorn and starred in the comedy series The Righteous Gemstones, alongside Vice Principals co-star Danny McBride. In 2020, Goggins voiced part of the true crime podcast Deep Cover, The Drug Wars. 14. Goggins left with fellow collaborators on Fallout during South by Southwest 2024. Goggins was cast as Jay Whittle / the hero in the Amazon Prime Video comedy miniseries I'm a Virgo. In 2024, he played Cooper Howard / the Ghoul in the Amazon Prime Video drama series Fallout, and Peter Tomarken in The Luckiest Man in America, based on an actual incident involving a contestant on the Tomarken-hosted game show Press Your Luck. The actor designed a series of active eyewear which he promoted in a co-branded commercial with GoDaddy that aired during Super Bowl 59 in 2025. 15. This was his first appearance in a Super Bowl commercial. 16. Goggins joined the ensemble cast for the third season of the anthology series The White Lotus. 17. Personal life. In 2001, Goggins married Leanne Knight. Although estranged, they remained married until she died from suicide on November 12, 2004. 18-19. Goggins married filmmaker Nadia Connors in August 2011 and they have a son together. Ant-Man and the Wasp is a 2018 American superhero film based on Marvel Comics featuring the characters Scott Lang / Ant-Man and Hope Pym / Wasp. Produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, it is the sequel to Ant-Man, 2015, and the 20th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film was directed by Peyton Reed and written by the writing teams of Chris McKenna and Eric Summers, and Paul Rudd, Andrew Barrer, and Gabriel Ferrari. It stars Rudd as Lang and Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne, alongside Michael Pena, Walton Goggins, Hannah John Kamen, David Dastmalchian, Tip T.I. Harris, Judy Greer, Bobby Cannavale, Randall Park, Abby Ryder Fortson, Michelle Pfeiffer, Lawrence Fishburne, and Michael Douglas. In the film, the titular pair work with Hank Pym, Douglas, to retrieve Janet Van Dyne, Pfeiffer, from the quantum realm. Talks for a sequel to Ant-Man began shortly after that film was released. Ant-Man and the Wasp was officially announced in October 2015, with Rudd and Lilly returning to reprise their roles. A month later, Ant-Man director Reed was officially set to return. He had joined the first film later in its production and was excited to develop this one from the beginning. He also looked forward to introducing Hope Van Dyne as the Wasp in this film, and insisted on treating Lang and her as equals. Filming took place from August to November 2017, at Pinewood Atlanta Studios in Fayette County, Georgia, as well as Metro Atlanta, San Francisco, Savannah, Georgia, and Hawaii. Ant-Man and the Wasp had its world premiere in Hollywood, Los Angeles, on June 25, 2018, and was released in the United States on July 6, 2018, as part of Phase 3 of the MCU. The film was a critical and commercial success, receiving praise for its performances, particularly those of Rudd and Lilly, humor and levity, and grossing over $622 million worldwide. A sequel, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, was released in February 2023. plot. 2 years after Scott Lang was placed under house arrest due to his involvement with the Avengers, in violation of the Sokovia Accords, Hank Pym and his daughter Hope Van Dyne briefly managed to open a tunnel to the quantum realm. They believe Pym's wife Janet Van Dyne might be trapped there after shrinking to subatomic levels in 1987. When he had previously visited the quantum realm, Lang had unknowingly become quantumly entangled with Janet, and now he receives an apparent message from her. With only days left of house arrest, Lang contacts Pym about Janet, despite the strained relationship they have because of Lang's actions with the Avengers. Hope and Pym kidnap Lang, leaving a large ant with Lang's ankle monitor on as a decoy so as not to arouse the suspicions of FBI agent Jimmy Woo. Believing the message from Janet is confirmation that she is alive, the trio work to build a stable quantum tunnel so they can take a vehicle to the quantum realm and retrieve her. They arrange to buy a part needed for the tunnel from black market dealer Sonny Burch, but Burch realizes the potential profit to be made from Pym's research and double-crosses them. Donning the Wasp outfit, Hope fights off Burch and his men until she is attacked by a quantumly unstable masked woman. Lang tries to help fight off the ghost, but the woman escapes with Pym's lab, which has been shrunk down to the size of a suitcase. Pym reluctantly takes Hope and Lang to visit his estranged former partner Bill Foster, who gives them a way to locate the lab. After they find it, the ghost captures the trio and reveals herself to be Ava Starr. Her father, Ilahaz, was another of Pym's former partners. Ilahaz and his wife died during an experiment that caused Ava's unstable state. Foster enters and reveals that Ava is dying and in constant pain as a result of her condition. They plan to cure her using Janet's quantum energy. Believing that this will kill Janet, Pym refuses to help them and escapes with Hope, Lang, and the lab. Opening a stable version of the tunnel, Pym, Hope, and Lang are able to contact Janet, who gives them a precise location to find her but warns that they only have 2 hours before the unstable nature of the quantum realm separates them for a century. Using a truth serum, Burch learns the trio's location from Lang's business partners Luis, Dave, and Kurt, and informs a contact at the FBI. Luis warns Lang, who rushes home before Wu can see that he is violating his house arrest. Pym and Hope are arrested by the FBI, allowing Ava to take the lab. Lang is soon able to help Pym and Hope escape custody, and they find the lab. Lang and Hope distract Ava while Pym enters the quantum realm to retrieve Janet, who he finds alive. Meanwhile, Lang and Hope are confronted by Burch and his men, and following a lengthy chase across San Francisco, Ava regains control of the lab, allowing her to begin taking Janet's energy by force. Luis, Dave, and Kurt incapacitate Burch and his men so that Lang and Hope can stop Ava. Pym and Janet return safely from the quantum realm, and Janet voluntarily gives some of her energy to Ava to temporarily stabilize her. Lang returns home once again, in time for a now suspicious Wu to release him at the end of his house arrest. Ava and Foster go into hiding while Burch and his men are arrested and confess due to being injected with Burch's truth serum. In a mid-credits scene, Pym, Hope, and Janet send Lang into the quantum realm to harvest quantum energy in a plan to help Ava remain stable. Before they can retrieve Lang, the other three turn to dust. B. Cast: Paul Rudd as Scott Lang / Ant-Man. A former petty criminal who acquired a suit that allows him to shrink or grow in scale while also increasing in strength. 8. Following the events of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, film Captain America, Civil War, 2016, in which Lang escapes from the Raft prison, director Peyton Reed said that he's a fugitive in most of the first Ant-Man, 2015, movie. He's just a bigger fugitive now. 9. Rudd was interested in Lang being a regular person rather than innately heroic or super, and to be driven by his desire to be a responsible parent. 10. Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne / Wasp. The daughter of Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, who is handed down a similar suit and the Wasp mantle from her mother. 8. The writers were excited to be able to give the character a proper introduction as the Wasp, showing her power set, how she fights, and what are the injustices that matter to her. 11. Lily felt the character receives incredible satisfaction from becoming the Wasp, something that she has been waiting for her whole life, which is essentially an affirmation from her father. 12. Her relationship with Lang is more complicated than in the first film, and includes anger towards his actions during Captain America: Civil War. 13. Lily felt it was important that Hope be an extremely empathetic and compassionate person, and that she should always push for feminine qualities to be apparent when she is dealing with situations. In her fight sequences, Lily wanted to move away from the more masculine Muay Thai and MMA style of fighting that she had learned for the first film, noting that Hope moves differently from a man, so her fights should have elegance, grace, and femininity with a signature style young girls could enjoy and emulate. Lily worked with the writers to help ensure that Hope was able to represent a modern woman without becoming the stereotype of a motherly figure. 14. Madeline McGraw portrays a young Hope Van Dyne. 15. Michael Pena as Louise, Lang's former cellmate and a member of his ex-con security crew. 16. 13. There was less opportunity for Pena to improvise compared to the first film, where he and Rudd were still developing the character during filming. 17. The creative team wanted to feature another scene of Louise riffing a long story as he did in the first film, but did not want to repeat themselves. They were able to take a different approach by giving the character truth serum in a scene for this film. 18. Walton Goggins as Sonny Burch, a low-level criminal type who wants PIMS technology to sell on the black market. 19. Hannah John Kamen as Ava Star/Ghost, a woman with molecular instability, who can phase through objects. 1920. She is only considered a villain because her attempts at survival clash with the hero's goals. 13. The character is traditionally portrayed as male in the comics, but the creative team believed that the character's gender was irrelevant, and felt that casting a woman would be more interesting. 19. It also allowed them to continue the fathers and daughters theme that embraced other characters in the film. 18. Selected by Reed for the role after receiving an endorsement letter from Steven Spielberg, who praised her work with him in Ready Player One, 2018. 21. John Kamen enjoyed the blank slate situation, which allowed her to make the character her own. 22. Producer Stephen Broussard said that they wanted to cast a lesser-known actress to help maintain the mystery of the character, and John Kamen